You know what? I didn't even cue my opening. Oh my God. Well, guess what, everybody? I'm back. Guess what? Third video for today. And I have a reason why. I am going to tell you something. I'm not going to leave a subscriber hanging and waiting until Saturday for the simple fact he's trying to resolve an issue, but I'm not going to leave him hanging because, no, I'm not going to do that. There's a big discussion going on. Okay, so, and my friend Hybrid, I'm doing a live video and I hope you catch on with us right here. And if you do, give me a moment. You bring up a great issue. You say, I still get random black flicker frame in VR on this driver and random stutters and display port flashing. 5070 Ti. Well, I've been doing a little research since we've been having that talk. And I got another one that says I've been stuck on 566.36 since it came out. I have the 4070, which I do too. But you know what? I'm not on 566.36. I'm on 576 XX. Well, I'll give it to you in a moment. I think it's 26 or something. 576.26. But you know the thing is I'm not understanding. I am really not understanding this. This must be multiple issues. This isn't just Nvidia issues. This is sounding like a Microsoft issue. Because I've gotten reports, and that's what I'm going to pull up in a little bit. Yeah, it's 576.28. Safe to update for the 4000 series. I'm on the latest driver from Nvidia, and so far I have had no issues. I had a little bit of an issue with Microsoft, okay, getting everything screwed up in their updates. So I had to go in my system and tweak out Microsoft to get it running back to the way I had it before. Had nothing to do with the Nvidia drivers. Remember, on the 40 series, the driver updates for the 50 series, there's a little bit things that tweak on the 40 series, but not enough to cause any kind of issues. Now, on the 50 series, Nvidia is still working out some kind of issues. Now, 40 series, there shouldn't be really any kind of issues. I haven't seen any. The only issue I had was with Nvidia Broadcaster. freezing me, and I found out why too. Is because it relies on your GPU, but also too your CPU when I'm running two streams at the same time, and then running OBS, Nvidia Broadcaster, and trying to play Steam at the same time. Yeah, you can't expect your PC to hold up on that one. So yeah, I pushed it to the bitter brink, but yeah, I found out what that was. So I'm going through the reports. Hello, Dr. Blitz. Good to see you. Good to see you. And yes, I'm doing a live stream tonight because the fact of I'm not going to leave, like I said, somebody hanging, and I'm going to get to the bottom of it. So, let's get to the bottom of it. I was doing my research for the last few hours, and let's see, let me go back through my notes so this way we can get some things going on. Okay, I'm just going to get bullet points. Driver conflict. Some users noted issues with the driver 572.16 and 572.14. Okay. G-Sync and HDMI 2.1. Compatibility problems. High resolution, like 8K at 60 hertz. So if you're running 4K, then you might want to try 1440p and turn it off G-Sync or FreeSync and see if that helps. I'm just going through the bullet points of the list, and then we'll get to where we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about everything. Power management settings. Adjusting NVCP settings or reinstalling the Nvidia app has helped some users. Now, if you do not have the Nvidia app installed, because there's redundancies that are built into the Nvidia app that supports balance of your CPU or your GPU. My bad. I was about to say CPU, but we're getting there. We're getting through this story. And also, too, with Nvidia, we're sticking on Nvidia until we get to Microsoft. Nvidia taking some of their stuff out of the control panel. There is two situations you got going on here. One, you got the Nvidia control panel, and you got the Nvidia app. And I will show you that, so you can see there's more than one thing. So we're going to get to that. We're going to do this real quick. We're going to do it piece by piece. So I'm going to open up the control panel. I'm going to open up the app. And we're going to get to the graphics. Okay. We're trying to get everything straightened around, guys. Give me a moment. Okay. So we'll do that. We'll put them side by side like that. Okay. Now, off to the action screen. Okay, right here. Oh my God, I forgot the big cursor. Give me a moment. I know you guys love it, so I gotta do it. So don't judge me. I know you are, but you gotta fix it. Okay, now we fixed it. you got two control panels. This one here is your Nvidia control panel, which they are dissecting slowly but surely to this here, the Nvidia app. So keep this in mind. This manages your 3D settings right here. Here does as well. These both have to be running because they both control your GPU. They both control your GPU, not just one, they both do. Because see, I almost said Microsoft again. Nvidia is moving everything from the control panel to the Nvidia app. They're going to become as one piece. But until then, there's redundancies between the two. If not, your graphics card, if you don't install Nvidia app, your graphics card will default to the settings it can't see. It'll just default them to the settings they can't see. So, with you not having the Nvidia app, see all these extra settings that, you know, might be on the game, but there's some in here that you need that it doesn't show on the control panel. If you go to your program settings and you go to your global settings, you got your global settings here. You know, there's some settings here. I mean, like if I wanted to click this, it says dynamic vibrance. It says default off. We'll leave it off. I'm waiting for smooth motion. This is what I was putting on. Low latency mode, ultra. Okay. Image scaling. You know, you got image scaling right here if you want to scale up. But also too, you got right here, virtual reality variable rate super sampling. Right here. And in the control panel, it's off. So, but there's something else that's missing from here. There's something else missing from here. So let's go down to the bottom. What's missing? Virtual reality pre-rendered frames. That's what's missing. You got the variable rate super sampling here. You got the virtual reality pre-rendered frames here. You know, there's a couple settings in here. And I know it might not solve everything, but it's worth the shot. Okay, I got both the control panel here and the app. And you know, as much as I hear everybody fear-mongering about this, if you don't check your Windows operating system, make sure that it's 100% cleaned up, that could be your major downfall right there. You could have forgot to turn on, what do they call it, that game stuff that they use for the accelerated hardware. For Windows 11, they have what they call accelerated hardware. If you don't have that on, yeah, you're going to have all this problem. There's many factors to it. That's the reason why I tell everybody, if you do your homework, do your homework. Okay, especially with the Windows. If you got 24H2, go look for your accelerated hardware. Let's see. If we know the problem's not in here and here, then next what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to go into and find the accelerated hardware, which I'm trying to remember where it's at. Well, I think I do remember where it's at. Let's see. And if you go into the, what was it, the settings for your Windows 11 24H2, go into gaming, and then I think what it is what is it? What was it? I'll find it. You just got to give me a moment. Wasn't there game mode? In game mode, if you go, let's go through this again so that way I don't lose you. You click on the gaming in the options, you go to game mode, and then at top should be game mode. Make sure that's on. It says optimize your PC for playing by turning things off in the background. They recommend game mode being on. So that might help you with some of the, you might have a conflicting driver or a conflicting software that could be causing this too. Look, never rule out any possibilities. Always go through every little possibility that can be causing this issue. Can't just blame one company and say, oh, just because it's their drivers, that's the only problem I have. No. You got to remember, their drivers connect to your operating system, which is called Windows, which is by Microsoft. So unless they're compatible, unless you got a program causing incompatibility, which can cause black screening, blue screening, and all that flickering and all that sort of type, which can cause that too. Or a setting that's turned on wrong. That can cause that too. There's many of things. Look, I can't solve every issue that comes about, but I can try to help push you in the right direction. So that way, you know, it gets you to that next step. So that's the whole purpose of me doing this live stream today, is I'm trying to help somebody get to that next step because they didn't understand what I was talking about. So I figured I would make this today, you know, get on here for a little while, hoping that he would see my video going live and say, hey, I understand, you know, or watches this video or however. But in order to resolve the problem, you first have to start back at the source, which is your operating system. As much as that sucks, and you can say, oh, my operating system's up to date and everything else. Yeah, it could be, but there could be a problem with a piece of software that you installed that you don't realize it's causing a big problem. I had that same problem. Where I had that same problem is when I went into my security. I'll pull that up for you guys. Core isolation. In my core isolation, I had a big issue. And the issue was here, right here. The kernel mode for hardware enforced stack protection. You notice mine's on. That's because the anti-cheat from Epic Games was causing me not to have any protection. On my kernel mode. Hardware enforced stack protection. You notice how some reviewers, they'll tell you to make sure you turn some of that stuff off to get better performance. But what they don't tell you is that when you lose that protection and you pick up, let's say, a bad email that had malware on it, you're screwed. I mean, seriously screwed. I learned my lesson a long time ago about this. I picked up a bad email. This was back maybe 8 years ago. picked up a bad email. Didn't have that kind of protection. Thought Windows was going to protect my PC. Hell no. Not like now. Now I have the option to turn things on and off. Now I know my core isolation is protected. I'm not going to risk my PC and the amount of money I put into my PC for some stupid ass game. No way. Hell with that. You spend too much money on your PC, the last thing you want to do is risk it. So if you don't put your protections in place, don't blame me about it. Because I'm giving you this kind of warning. This is an extra added layer of protection that everybody sits there and says, well, you know, this just makes it run slower. You know what? Any game I play on my 4070, it's not running slow. I could play Cyberpunk all day long on my 4070 and at least have between 100, 150 and 200 FPS all day long, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. End of story. I can play the games I enjoy. The reason why I can play them is because I take the safeguard way. I safeguard everything I do. I watch everything I do because even though I might have the crappiest system in the world, to me, it's like $1 million. Because I make it run like that. It's because I don't play games with my PC. I don't levy the protection just to play a game. You know, there's no $50 game worth $1,500. And understand that. There is no game worth that money. And if I want to play that game, I'll play it on some other system. A throwaway system. You know, I'll build me a second system just to play that game. So that way I can play it and I don't have to worry about it. Because it's a throwaway PC. And I have no emails attached to it. So there ain't no reason I would get malware to that PC. But you can get malware from anything now these days. But look, you want to solve the problem. If you want to solve the problem, let's get to it. You want to solve the problem, you first have to start with your operating system. Okay? I know I'm preaching to the choir on this, and I've said this to you guys 100,000 times. Start from the beginning basics. Make sure everything on your Windows operating system is running 100%. 100%. Don't cut corners just to play a game. You want to have a game running 100%, don't cut corners. Some people say, well, you know, I don't cut corners, I just plug and go. Yeah, I understand. But the thing is if you got a bug in your Windows operating system, it's going to affect your virtual reality. It's going to affect everything in your system. Even your webcams, everything. It's going to affect everything. If you get a bad driver from Microsoft, it's going to affect everything. Just like I did a couple weeks ago. I get a bad USB driver from Microsoft. That's what killed my camera. I couldn't use that certain camera until I found the driver they installed was the incorrect driver. I had to go back to the factory driver. Good thing I kept it, and I had to reinstall the factory driver to fix the problem. Microsoft doesn't have the solution to every problem, especially when it comes to hardware to software. They depend on the manufacturers to help them solve that issue. But I can see right now I can see right now that's not what's happening here. What I see right now is everybody's pushing the blame to Nvidia, but they're not looking at the real picture. Okay, there's been reports that Windows 11, let me pull up, jeez. Let me see. I will get you the reports if it kills me. I know I've seen it somewhere. The documentation. Let's see. Come on. Wow. Okay. Let's see. Oh. We'll find it. Let's see. Give me a moment. I'm searching, guys, so that way I can get you your answer. Okay. Like I said, I take my time. I'm searching with you guys, and I'm here. You guys can take and type into the chat if you wish. So that way I know you're here. You know, let me know you're here and let me know what's up. So, if the GPU is missing key software components, it could be defaulting to the hardware based upon fallback modes, causing instability like black screen and flashing. This is especially true for VR setups, where precise timing, drivers, compatibility, and API dependencies are crucial. So, absent or incorrectly configured API dependencies such as PhysX, DirectX 12 Ultimate, or Vulkan could be an issue. Improper power management settings causing instability when switching between GPU and power states. So, and if the software layer isn't doing the job properly, the hardware may struggle to compensate, leading to erratic behavior like flickering or refresh rate mismatch. So, just to give you that heads up, there's many of ways and many a hows and many a who's. So, I'm trying to pull up this documentation because it's killing me. Yeah. Let's see. It takes time. Takes time. I don't want to rush success. Okay, now let's see. Let's go to the article. Now that I found it, let's see what's happening. Okay, we're on the article side, guys. Windows 11 version 24H2, known issues and notifications. Let's see, let's scroll down. Current status of January 21st, 2025, 24H2, known as Windows 11 2024 update. Okay, well, we already know that. Find information known, issues, Windows 11 20 rollout for immediate help on Windows update issues, Windows API. Let's see. Known issues. Known issues, remote desktop, authentication, Kerberos, wallpaper, devices, XProtect, some devices, audio, camera, applications become unresponsive, which that I had to deal with. Safe exam, compatibility issues. Nothing's been resolved. So, nothing's been resolved. So, camera October, September. That's when it really started, was when he started having the camera issues, because that right there could be part of the driver issue with the USB port. If you're using any kind of ports, that could be an issue too. So you might want to keep that in mind as well. So just to let you know, keep that in mind. Your USB port, if you're connecting your VR headset to the USB port, might want to check, even though it shows that it's fine. Microsoft did do an update on the USB port, so might be something worth looking into. Wallpaper mitigated. Some devices use an easy anti-cheat, stop responding, and receive blue screen. You know, I was lucky I didn't get blue screened. And they're saying that the only way you can resolve it is by a reinstallation. They're nuts. They're out of their freaking tree. Okay. So, guess what? We can't find it here. But I know what I know. So, there is a problem with with Microsoft software right now. Okay. Guys, I'm not making this up. This is as real as it gets. Okay, there's reports out there, you know, that I've seen that it's unbelievable what you can find if you just go out there and look. Unbelievable. But in order to keep my sanity, I always look day in and day out to see whatever's going on. So I have my phone set up for it. So let's see. Let's go and minimize this. Let's see. Let's see. Okay, let's see what else we can find. I'm trying my best to find every piece of information that I can. You know, so I don't leave you guys hanging. Okay, let me go back through some of my reports. Mixed reality portal service now discontinued in Windows 11 24H2. Windows MR headsets stay on Windows 11 23H2 or earlier might be necessary to maintain compatibility. I'm reading it right here. So, because I got right here. For general Windows 11 24H2 known issues, Microsoft has documented various problems, but VR specific issues aren't explicitly listed in their release notes. But there are reports that prove this point. So, many users have flagged flashing screens, blackouts, and tracking failures as potential software-related conflicts. Tracking software. Basically, you remember when I put a screen behind me with Nvidia broadcast and the tracking was off? Yeah, so this is starting to make sense. I'm putting all the pieces together for you. So, just keep an eye on broad compatibility concerns. You know, I mean, you could have a system conflict. It could be many things. It could be glitching with your visual or in the background. I know sometimes that if I plug in my camera, it'll start glitching. As soon as I plug it in and I turn on OBS, it'll start glitching. I noticed that can cause a lot of problems. I mean, but there's things that I notice. Okay, there's things that I notice that could be causing a lot of issues. That's the reason why I'm here now. That's the reason why I'm here now. Is to do the best I can to help whoever and whatever I can do for you. And if I can't resolve it, look, if I can't resolve it, then, this is going to be something that's going to be up to Microsoft and Nvidia. I mean, all I could do is try to give you solutions, different avenues to go with, but as far as with this is kind of sounding to me like, it's multiple issues. And I know what you're saying, but it's multiple issues. You have to start ground zero, and that's your operating system. You have to start with that operating system and make sure everything is 100% on it. Because if you're having driver conflicts within your operating system, then yeah, it's going to run your VR very poor to none. But I don't know if you don't want to put Nvidia app into your PC. I understand. But do remember, there's redundancies that's connected to the driver software. There's redundancies. So if you can't get things running right, I would start with looking through your operating system. Check all your updates. Make sure that you don't have any confliction with an update. And then if you do, you got an update that's conflicting with things, remove the update and move on for, Windows Update and see if that resolves the problem. If that resolves the problem, then you're fine. But if not, then go to the second step. Try installing Nvidia app, and if that doesn't resolve your issue, then all you got to do is uninstall it. Take it out. It doesn't hurt. So, but it's up to you. Whatever you want to try to do, that's totally up to you. So, but all I can say is I can only give you the best suggestion I can find. And what I can find right now is there's multiple issues between I'm reading through some of the notations here. Let's see. I'm reading through some of the notes that's on my YouTube chat. 57628. But guys, I'm going to tell you, I don't see. Hey, Hybrid. Good to see you, my bro. Good to see you. I understand you're stressing out and everything else, my friend. But please, that's the reason why I got out of bed. This was bothering me, and I had to come out and talk to you. I tried to get you to come on my Discord channel, so that way you can talk to me live, one-on-one, so we can try to work out a plan to get you resolved. But I had no other options but to get on a live feed and see if I can help you. I understand you don't understand about Nvidia and how their software works, but with their software, they have right now, they have their Nvidia app and they have the Nvidia control panel. And what controls your graphics card and the stabilization of your graphics card is their software. So, I'm not talking about, frame generation or anything else. I'm just talking about your basic, built-in drivers, your software that's built in for enhancement, for stability. Now, I remember if Machine had the same problem where he was getting flickering and everything else, I'm trying to remember what he did to fix it. He had that same issue. I've been racking my brain on this, man. I mean seriously, I've been racking my brain on this hard. I've been looking around for every documentation I can see, or what people's been talking about, or what kind of issues they're having, and trying to figure it out. And it comes down to this. Okay, well, I'm gonna read what you got there. Let's see what you got. I'm following the Reddit and Nvidia forums on this issue. A former driver fixed consistent stutters, but we are still left with random massive 1% low dips and random stutters. Must be a driver. Actually, if you rolled back drivers and you got it back up and stable, only time I had this happen on an Nvidia graphics card is when I overclocked my graphics card past 3.090 gigahertz, and I got stuttering and everything else. Huh. This is starting to clear up, you know. This is starting to clear things up. But yeah, I mean, let me think. You might want to try to go back to a previous driver, or a driver that was stable when before you updated and had this issue. That might be something to look into. Roll back to that driver until this problem gets resolved, so that way you don't cut into, you know, your fun time. You know, I would go back to that driver that worked the best for you. I really do. I mean, that's the only thing I can think of that can solve this problem. I mean, but on a 5070 Ti, bro, I'll tell you something. That should not be stuttering. That should not be stuttering whatsoever. And that's the truth of the matter. But like I said, you can also make sure that you have turned on your hardware acceleration for Windows. Actually, I don't know about that. I don't think cross-mixing the 50 series with the 40 series driver is really going to... I don't think it's going to do justice, but unfortunately, the 50 series has no driver rollback too. I wouldn't recommend going to a 40 series driver, bro. I really wouldn't do that. I mean, you sure was it 516? Let me look. I know I kept the download of it, I hope. Let's see. Let's go to Nvidia. Let's go to Nvidia drivers. Okay. I think it was a 516 something driver. I think it was a 516 something driver. Let's see. We'll find out. We will find out. I'm going to look. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't think you can. Yeah. Um, 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 um. You know, I'm thinking too. Go, I know this is much of an ask. Hey, Dakota, good to see you, bro. I know it's much of an ask, hybrid, but go into your security dashboard, right? Are you with me on this? Let's go this step by step. Go into your security dashboard. Click on your device security. And then click on your core isolation. And if you got a kernel mode hardware protection failure due to a piece or pieces of software, it could cause this too. So, if you don't know where I'm at, let's take you there. Right here, your Windows security, device security, right here, device security, core isolation, your kernel mode hardware enforcement stack protection. You might want to check that. And if you don't got that enabled in your BIOS, in your motherboard, you're not going to get it. I think it's the SVT on for your processor. I think it's the SVT. You have to enable the SVT, I think, to get the kernel mode hardware protection. But it's well worth to see if you got programs conflicting, because your kernel is your daddy of your system. That's your daddy. That controls everything. The kernel controls everything. And if you got hardware that's not playing nice in there and it's showing up on your kernel, then I guess Colonel Sanders is going to give you the boot. That's what it sounded like. That's just one idea. That's just one idea for you to investigate. Mine is all on. Memory integrity, everything. You go into your virus and threat protection, go all the way down to ransomware, manage ransomware, control folder access, turn it on. I mean, you want security, you got to get security somewhere. So, I try to keep it as secure as I can when it comes to my PC, and I try to implement that and try to tell you guys it is okay to run it. And I run Cyberpunk too, and I benchmark with it on my PC. So, and I got my antivirus running and everything else. I don't care what those other reviewers are saying. They don't know what the hell they're talking about. They got no protection on their stuff, and if it blows up, they don't care, because they have free hardware they can replace it with. I don't. I test hardware and I test software, and if I don't have it, I can't test it. But I do my best with what I have here. So anyway, I've disabled memory integrity, but I have a clean install of Windows 11 that is recent. I disabled it because it reduced my 9800 X3D's performance. What motherboard do you have? Just to ask, what motherboard do you have? Hopefully you're going to say Asus, or you're going to say MSI. You probably end up saying Gigabyte. But if you say ASRock, I'm going to be like, oh, okay. Don't say ASRock, please don't. Not right now, until they get things fixed. Don't say ASRock. I mean, I'm being honest with you. A lot of reports on the 9800 X3D being trashed by ASRock. And also, too, it just came about that a single incident with the Gigabyte motherboard that just came about. Yeah. So, oh man, Nice. Very nice. Very nice. So, last thing I can think of is that, yeah, yeah, you lucked out, bro. Yeah, you definitely lucked out, man. I got a B550 motherboard. I got an AM4 motherboard. You guys are lucky. You know, you guys are lucky. I'm not jealous or anything, you know, but I'm like, damn. I could imagine me putting an X870E motherboard in my PC with, and believe it or not, 8,000 microtransfer RAM, 64 gigs of it. Oh. And don't forget, they were supposed to put out a BIOS update on being able to clock up to the 8,000 microtransfers on the X870E or the X870 motherboards. I could be wrong. But I heard it. And I saw the ASRock and Asus ones having 98. I thought it was gigabyte. Oh, Asus? Really? Oh yeah, because the 7800X3D burned up in an Asus motherboard. I can believe it. Never mind. I should have gone with 64 gigs of RAM. I got 32 for now. Bro, I'm going to tell you, I'm already reaching up to 23 gigs of system RAM. That is getting so close to 32 gigs of system RAM. Yeah, and you guys are probably wondering, what game am I playing? Yeah, believe it or not, most of my games are reaching up that high. Even that Cyberpunk reaches up to maybe 21 gigabytes of system RAM. Hell yeah. But don't remember too that I have idle I have 7 gigabytes being used. So you got to take the 7 away from the 21. So that tells you how much game RAM I'm using. So, but yeah, it's still, I mean, total, I mean, it's going to start reaching up around 30 gigabytes of system RAM, and then you're going to be wanting that 64, and you're going to be kicking yourself saying, oh my God, he's right. And he said it about 6 months ago. Yeah. And then you're going to say to yourself, I really should have listened. RAM's not expensive right now. Well, AM5 it might be expensive, but not that expensive where you can't get 64 gigs of it. But at 8,000 microtransfers. Oh, and by the way, guys, you hear what's going on with Amazon, right? You hear they're giving all the American people the big finger and saying that when we get the product from China, even the stuff that they got before the tariffs, they're going to overprice it, and they're telling everybody to go fuck off. Get it? They're telling everybody this. It was on the news the other day, and I'm like, what? And that's when I got on Discord with my homies, and I said, guys, when I do Graphics Card Nightmare this week, Amazon's not going to be on it. They screwed up. You don't say that to the United States public. You say it to your toilet. You don't say it to the public. That's calling us, that's calling the kettle black there. That's basically saying you're going to take and rob every penny out of our pocket and you don't give a shit. And I don't care who, millionaire, what. That's what it says. That's just totally dishonest bullshit. Huh? I wouldn't test the consumer here. People wouldn't buy. Yeah, people ain't going to buy if they know this is going on. But yeah, Amazon pretty much told everybody and gave them the finger. And now UPS, Postal Service, UPS, is breaking away from Amazon. Amazon killed 20,000 UPS jobs. Killed 20,000 UPS jobs, and they're closing some of their sites because Amazon told UPS to go fuck off. That they're no longer getting any of the business. I'm to the point to where Amazon, I'm going to stick with Newegg, and then I'm going to start looking at some other retailers that are dependable, that's going to be well worth you guys to see on this channel. But Amazon's got me to the point to where, you know, I'm just going to tell them to take and keep their product and just fuck off. So, there, now you guys got a lot of F's today. You got 4 different F's today. And I didn't mean to do it, but I had to do it. I had to do it. So, but yeah, I mean, that's the only reason, and listen, that's the only reason I stuck with 64 gigs of RAM was AM4. 64 gigs of RAM was only like $129 for 64 gigs of RAM. Even if it's 3200 megahertz, I don't care. It's CL16. It's the fastest clock latency that you can get. Point everybody misses. That CL and the number has to be the lowest number you can find to get better, lower latency. That's the reason why I stuck with CL16. But I found out on, what was it, another site, you can get 4,000 megahertz on AM4 with CL14. CL14 on 4,000 megahertz. I'm like, damn. But for 16 gig of it, almost $400. I can't win for lose. I can't win for lose. I would love to see 64 gigs of it at 4,000 megahertz, CL14 in my PC, rocking it. I guarantee my motherboard would be rocking it. This 5700X would be rocking it. And you think I would want to go to AM5? Hell no. I could make it even go faster and get a 5950X with 16 core 32 threads and rocking it with the 4000 megahertz CL14 RAM. That processor would be rocking it. So, just saying, there's ways around all this crap, but I understand hybrid about your virtual reality, and I do apologize, man, but I can't I can't give you that fine answer you're looking for. Only Microsoft and Nvidia will have that answer. All I could do is tell you how you can mitigate it and get around it until they do, would be lower resolutions. Try, if you're running 2 monitors, I know this might suck, but try 1 monitor lower the resolution, and see what you come up with. If you're having a problem on the display port, it will affect the HDMI port. Just like if my first monitor here shuts down on me, the one you guys see right here, this one shuts down. This one above flickers. This will flash. They both affect each other. So you might want to try HDMI, a single monitor at 1440p or 1080p. Give it a go. That's all I can say. Actually, I really appreciate that you mentioned it and care. Nvidia knows we are niche and are kind of ignoring us for now. Well, they can't ignore us forever, bro. I'm going to keep pushing. I'm going to keep pushing out there, and I'm going to keep saying it. You know, I like Nvidia product, their graphics cards, but the 50 series just sucks. Point blank. Everybody's complaining about it. And people are saying, yeah, I have a 5080. It sucks. I'm going to get me over there an RX 9060 XT with 16 gigabytes if they got it for less than $400. Yeah. People that are saying that right now. They're thinking about, because you got Computex coming up, everybody's going to, you know, everybody wants to know what this 9060 XT 16 gigabytes has. But I can tell you what it don't have. AV1 encoding. Anybody? GDR7. Anybody? 3 gigabyte RAM stick. RAM, you know, modules. Anybody? Yeah, I don't have that. So, I have a monitor 60 hertz 4K on one display port and the Valve Index headset on the other secondary display port. I like my 5070 Ti performance. The drivers just suck. Yeah, they do. Seriously suck. When the 5070 Ti isn't stuttering, it's kicking ass. I agree with you, brother. I agree with you. I could try a HDMI port for the monitor, but the Valve Index is only display port, I guess. Well, you know what? They have a display port to HDMI converter. And that's what I got on this one right here. This one right here. This is on DisplayPort, but it's HDMI. I have a converter on this monitor. This is HDMI. This is HDMI. Might want to try the DisplayPort converter to HDMI. And try it at 1080p at 60 hertz. This is at 1080p at 60 hertz. 1080p at 60 hertz. It is what it is. I'm not running out and paying hundreds of dollars for 4K or 1440p. Why? Why would I need to? I mean, I'll show you why I don't need to. I mean, if we go and look through my display settings, right here, see this? Recommended. Watch this. 3840 times 2160. It's called dynamic screen resolution. I can turn that on and go to 4K or I can go to 2560 x 1440p on a 1080p monitor and change my resolutions. And it doesn't look like doo-doo. It looks primo to me. So, I can run any scale I want, and you can do the same thing on the 5070 Ti. So, just a little bit food for thought, guys. And if you wonder how I did it, I will show you that. You go into your control panel right here. You go to where it says DSR factors. You click on the DSR factors. You'll get a menu. Check everything, because this says right here, DL scaling. DL scaling. I got all of them checked. And it's just that simple. Like I said, just that simple. So I'm just giving you guys that little peace of mind, and keep that in mind. I know a lot of people, a lot of reviewers say 1080p is dead, but they don't understand, and they don't use what I use. They don't know what I know. They can say they do, but they haven't done the research enough yet. So I tell you what I know. Dynamic screen resolution, or DL scaling, is just fine for a 1080p monitor. So just to say hybrid, just to say, if you want to use a 1080p monitor, you can turn on DSR and upscale it and lower your latency. Just saying, just saying, just saying. So, seems all set in Nvidia panel. To me, all looks good. I mean, it's not hard. I mean, yeah. It's very simple. All I'm trying to do is I'm reaching out to you tonight because you're leaving me messages. You didn't understand where I was coming from and everything else. I had to break it down to you on the live stream. I wasn't going to leave you hanging. So that's the reason why I had to come on and talk to you about this, and because it was driving me crazy trying to get you to come on Discord. I don't know why nobody likes to get on my Discord. That's the best place to be. That's where all of the action's really happening. We talk day in and day out, nothing but PCs. You know? I mean, it's beneficial. I have 4K, but it's an older monitor I got as a hand to me. It's all good, my friend. I love the help you give, and you know your stuff. I'm trying the best I can, my friend. I'm trying the best I can. Hey, even if it's a hand down, you can still make modifications. You know? You still have an advantage with the 4K monitor. You can go down to 1440p on a 4K monitor. You can still do that. But I'm just saying, let's say you just got a 1080p monitor, you have options to go to 1440p and 4K. It's a resolution upscaler, but it works. That's all I'm saying. Saves you on latency and everything else, and That's why I was kind of thinking that you might have a latency issue kind of in there too, some software issue and some, but overall, those are the best options I can give you. And I hope that you get success from this. I really do. Because if I were in your shoes, I would be like, what do I do? I mean, where do I go next? What do I do? I mean, I would be stuck in that same boat too. But I spent a couple hours looking for the documentation to see what I can find and see what problems people are having. So far, you're about as stuck as me when it comes to the information. And also too, that other gentleman that was on left me a message. Let me go back to the message. And I'll be a fruitcake if I don't do this. And I said I was doing this and I didn't do this. And okay. Mr. Vexen11 says, I have been stuck on 566.36 since it came out. You ain't got to be stuck anywhere. Just to let you know. I have the RTX 4070. So am I. And I'm paranoid to update my drivers due to screen flicker and other bugs. Is 576.28 safe to update for the 40 series graphics cards? I'm live streaming right now. Does it look like my picture is flickering? Do I look like I'm stuttering? This is live video. This is the fruit of the matter. This is where it would show. Do you see me stuttering? I got all green lights. I mean, it's looking good. For the 40 series, yeah, it's looking good. But as far as gaming, I couldn't tell you. Well, yeah, I can tell you because I played Cyberpunk last night. And my FPS didn't change. So far, I don't really see a problem with the 40 series. So, I'm just saying, guys. I'm just saying. I don't see a problem with the 40 series. It seems like the 50 series has all the issues right now. So the 40 series doesn't seem like it's having much issues. Some people might, because they might be using an older CPU with the 4070 instead of using like an AM4 CPU, something that's like a 5600X or greater, and going up the stack to handle the RTX 4070. I got the overclock model too, so yeah, it's on performance. It runs fine. Okay, I play games at 1440p on the monitor. I just mostly play on my headset. Yeah, but the question I'm going to have for you, Hybrid, is the screens in your headset flickering, or is it just your monitors? I think I might know what this is. I think I might know what this is. I think I might know why you're flickering. It just dawned on me. I think I know why. Do you plug your headset into the USB port, or are you running it off of your Wi-Fi connection? That's the question I'm looking for. Because if you're running it off of a Wi-Fi connection, possible. Yeah, like Dakota said, what kind of headset are you using? This is where we want to start the investigation. And then the next question is going to be asking you, did this happen on any other graphics card other than the 5070 Ti? That'll be another question. So, you might want to think about those questions. Valve Index is plugged in with a Trident cable that goes to the headset, one cable to the USB. There it is. And one to the display port. There it is. One going to the, wiggle your USB port. The plug on your USB port, wiggle it. Just do this. With it on, just wiggle it. It's just a guess. Just wiggle it. But if you're plugging it in, check your USB port. If I wiggle my camera on the USB port right now, my picture would freeze. Is because there's so much slop in the USB port. That's the reason why I'm asking, because it would cause something like this. That's what I'm thinking, is the plug itself could be causing the issue. So, because well, if he's moving around, and if you're moving around with the headset and it's plugged into your computer and it's flickering and lagging and everything else, you're now barrowed down to your USB port. That's where I would start next. I wouldn't worry about the software or anything else. I would worry about that USB port to check it if you wiggle it to see if it flickers. Because that can cause it. My own camera causes that with the USB port. We have a driver stutter, but I also get random single black flicker frames. The monitor also refreshes the display port resolution, but rarely. Every driver download seems to change the frequency of how much this stuff happens though. I agree with Dakota on this, because that's what I'm going to do after I get done with this live stream, is I'm going to clean out and get a Q-tip and clean out my USB port. Make sure your PC's off and unplugged before you do something like that. Just saying. Do not leave your PC plugged in while you clean your USB ports with alcohol. Just to forewarn you. Now, unless you want a fireball in your face. Just saying. Dakota, I'm telling you, man, he's not the only one that's having this problem. There are many other people that are having this problem. This is not a one incident problem. This is multiple. As I was reading, this is multiple incidents. I mean, this is not just one. So whatever it is, it must be either the 5070 Ti itself of its driver. That's my conclusion. And you're exactly right. But do remember too, it can be a hardware issue as well. You could be having a hardware issue as well. So keep that in mind. Not just software, could be hardware as well. I think they had, what was it the other day, that some guy had some stuff oozing out of his what was it, 5080, I think it was, and turned around, one of the capacitors busted and was oozing out onto the board. I'm like, damn. This has got to be a nightmare. This has got to be ridiculous. As I mean, this is the reason why when I mention Nvidia and their drivers and everything else, everybody starts having problems. What the hell? I don't even know if I should be mentioning Nvidia anymore. Because then you guys are going to not like me anymore. And then I'm going to get, you guys are going to end up, leave my channel because you don't like Nvidia. I like AMD, Nvidia, Intel, Asus, MSI, Gigabyte, ASRock, Sparkle, Power Color, Height. If you want to keep going down, I like them all. But like I told you guys, I don't base it upon the name. I base it upon the hardware. If it's good, I'm going to tell you. If it's bad, I'm going to tell you. Either way, I'm going to tell you. So, yeah, we're trying to figure out if Nvidia is just stalling before telling us that the hardware is the problem. Hopefully not. I agree. Yes, so Nvidia sold a bunch of us bad cards. That would suck. Yeah, it would. I agree with that too. Nvidia driver on my 1080 Ti were insanely good. Good tier. Yep. Did you try older versions of Steam VR software? Dakota says. Good question. Good question. But like I said, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I'm 50-50 on the software for Nvidia. I'm starting to think it's 50-50 Microsoft and 50-50 Nvidia drivers. I think it's half and half. I think with the problems, because everybody knows that Windows 11 24H2 has not been up to par. And with all the recent updates they've been doing, trying to push out this recall and trying to push out this AI crap. If you guys go back about, 6 months ago, did you have this problem? 6 months ago? Hell no. Not one lick of problem 6 months ago. And then they start pushing all this crap, and guess what happens? This is the outcome of the crap. So I'm starting to think it's a Windows problem, an Nvidia problem, and those companies just giving us the finger. That's what I think it is. Hey, and it's no better when, finding out that you can get yourself a 9070 and then go ahead and change the firmware on AMD's graphics card and get yourself a free 9070 XT. Speed-wise. That is insane. Wow. Wow. That's bad there, hybrid. When you tried 2 other beta versions and they didn't work, I really don't trust beta versions anyway. Unless it's a final release, I really don't put it into my system. I took a chance on Nvidia app. It was a beta release in the beginning. I put it into my system to check it out. It wasn't that bad, but all it did was sit there and be dormant. Until now, when I go to play games, and the good thing about the Nvidia app that people don't understand is when you go to the game driver, the game setup, let's say you do a wrong setup on Cyberpunk. What happens? And it locks you out from Cyberpunk and you can't get back into it. Oh, let me think. I can get into my Nvidia app and I can go and change the settings to get back into Cyberpunk. That's already happened to me. So yeah, Nvidia app gave me a plus when I got locked out from Cyberpunk. It didn't reset back to defaults like it's supposed to. Yeah, it locked me out. So I had to use the Nvidia app to unlock it. Yeah. So may just have to wait for the driver update. Yeah, you're right, Dakota. I mean, there's nothing we can do. We're at the mercy of Microsoft and Nvidia and AMD and all these companies with the software. We're at their mercy. Nothing we can do. So I have 15 days left to return their card. If I decide to, I will give them the finger. I wish I didn't like the performance uplift. Bro, go get yourself a 4080 Super. Seriously. Just go get a 4080 Super. Call it a day. And wait another couple years to get yourself the next big thing. I'm on the 4070. I'm not changing at least for 2 generations. Until I see things going the right way. Yeah. I'm staying right where I'm at. Even if they give me samples to review. After I get done, I'm going to return them. Yep. You really think I'm going to let them sit here in my place? Just collecting dust? Or you can take and, collect them all up and store them and then take and run down to that big swap meet that they're going to be having in Northern California. Have all these big time reviewers taking all those free samples, selling them off and just pocketing the money. But they'll say, well, I made a video with it. Yeah, and you made money off of that too. You see me making money off of my videos? Fuck no. I'm not even monetized. But it'd be nice if you guys would subscribe. Put the positive like buttons. Either on the live videos, put the positives on there. Or my videos, watch the videos from beginning to end and put a positive like on that. Give me credit where credit's due. Tell your friends. Tell your family. Tell your uncles, aunts, whoever. Come and subscribe to my channel. It's not hard. It's free. Free. Where do you see in the United States anything for free? Come on. Free. Get it? Sorry, I had to get that out there. But yeah, I'm being serious. Subscribe to my channel. You'll learn something. I'm not going to sit there and pull your leg, bullshit you, and pull you down the road and tell you it's this way. And it's always this way. No, there's always more than one way to fix a problem. We all sit here, talk about it, and come up with the idea of what the resolution is. I'm not using one mind. It's whoever's in the live chat. I'm taking all that information in, and I'm sharing it with everybody in the world. I'm reading what they're writing. Not unless they're talking amongst each other, then I'll read it, but I won't talk about it, not unless they want me to. You know? But, see, we collaborate. I'm collaborating with my subscribers. I collaborate with my subscribers because the subscribers give me the greatest information in the world. They give me the bread and butter of my channel because I care about my subscribers and my viewers. Even if they're watching the video and they think I suck, I still care about them regardless. They don't know me, I don't know them, but I still care about them. Because in this world now these days, you don't get nothing for free. And it sucks. It's just like me, you know, I could be out there. Listen, guys, I'm just going to go off of the rail a little bit. I could be out there pushing my Patreon onto you guys. I could be saying, join my Patreon. It's only $5. I could be saying that. Every video, I could be saying that. I'm not pushing that shit on you. If you want to join my Discord, you're more than happy to. I mention it once in a while. I have Patreon, I have Discord, I have Instagram, I have Facebook. I don't say nothing. Because I don't want to feel that I'm being a burden on people. I just want to have fun with you guys and tell you what I know and information. I got 36 plus years of knowledge of working on PCs and building them from scratch and everything else. I'm the real deal. You're not going to find somebody like me as honest as I am. And I'm not going to pull your leg. I'm not going to bullshit you. I'm going to tell you to your face, dead point blank. How much more do you want somebody to get with you? Do you hear that? When you go to Best Buy, do you hear that from their technicians? Fuck no. When you go to another reviewer's channel, do you hear them even collaborating with you? Fuck no. Who are they collaborating with? Oh, other reviewers. But they don't get too involved with the people. I do. I love getting involved with you guys. I have fun doing this. And giving you that knowledge of what I know. And if I don't know it, I'm going to go find it. So that way I can tell you it's real. If I feel it's real and, you know, I investigate it and I go all angles at it, I go into details. I want to know the details. I want to know if it's real. If this is a thing. I'm not going to hand you something I don't know. I'm going to investigate it, do my homework before I tell you about it. That's the reason why it took me a little while to get back to you, Hybrid, because I was investigating and finding out what the problem is and try to come up with the solution. That's what I was doing. So just letting you know what I was doing in the background. So, see. Just don't update your driver using the app. Yeah, I know. I'm sure you guys heard me say that a couple times. Go directly to the Nvidia website. Download your correct drivers and the correct software for your graphics card. Don't ever get it off of updates from, let's say, what's it called? I keep forgetting, and I shouldn't be forgetting. What's that called? AMD's. I keep forgetting what that's called. I'm on Nvidia. I need to get me an AMD card. I gave mine away for a Christmas present to somebody else, so I need to get me one. So I need to get another AMD graphics card, so that way I can't forget what that's called. The leather jacket, man. Oh my God. Let's see. 4080 Supers are only on the used market mostly. They do have a 9070 XTs. I'm subbed here. I'll find your Discord too. I gave you the link to the Discord. I'm going to do this. My friend, I am going to do this for you. Okay? I am going to do this for you. I'm going to do this. And I'm going to give everybody the link right here. And you can apply if you want to get in on the action. That's up to you. I'm going to create a link. And there you go. I just put the link in the chat. That was my Discord link to you. So this way you don't have to go searching for it. I gave it to you. So, just to give you guys a helping hand. Okay. So, yeah, you're right, Hybrid. It is Adrenaline software. Never download updates from your Adrenaline software. Always go to the AMD site or the site that, that built your graphics card. They could have the updates too. But never download it from the apps themselves that's on your desktop. That's where you run into a bunch of problems. Just going to say that to you guys. And keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. I mean, and if you guys haven't watched the couple videos that I put out today, I put those videos out for you so to remind you that Nvidia has the driver updates, and it seems that I put out one for the AMD driver update as well. It seems like everybody's latching on to the driver updates. That's where the big story is right now. The driver updates. I'll make sure I put that in on Saturday, noontime, right here on the channel. Pacific Standard Time, which is California time. And if you're on the East Coast, I'm 3 hours ahead of you. If you're Mountain Time or Central Time, I think it's like 2 hours. No, Mountain Time's like 4 hours and Central Time's like 2 hours or something like that. Who knows? I'm confused. So, you're welcome, Hybrid, anytime, anytime. All right, guys. I said my piece on this, and I hope Nvidia is watching so they would listen to the consumers and what they're talking about. What they're talking about. This is not going to he said, she said crap on the internet. This is going right to the source of the problem of the people. The people are telling me the problem. Not articles on the internet. So that's the facts, not fiction. Nvidia needs to lock their driver team in the basement with Red Bull drinks and not let them out until we have a stable driver. They should shackle them to the desk and mount the desk to the cement ground and make them in bare feet. Them have to be on cement with bare feet. And they can't sit down. The chairs are gone. They have to stand up and work. And they're shackled to the desk with their hands using 50-pound chains. And then they'll learn not to screw around with the consumer. Just saying, man, just saying, you know. You want to get down to the nitty gritty of it all? We can get down to that nitty gritty. I might be over 50, but I'm sure in the fuck ain't stupid, you understand? Simple said and put. This needs to be resolved. And Nvidia needs to get on the ball. $3 trillion don't mean nothing when you lose all that $3 trillion because you're screwing around. Remember, your bread and butter, Nvidia, was the gamers until you gave it away to AMD. But guess what? Intel's got something cooking on the back burner too. They got 3 nanometer and 2 nanometer GPU processors working in the background. That might come to desktop. But it's going to be on laptop for now, but they're working on something for desktop at 2 nanometers. I haven't heard Nvidia say anything about it. I haven't heard too much of AMD saying anything about it. Look, if they like me, they like me. They don't, they don't. Obviously, they look for reviewers that kiss his butt. I don't do that. Sorry, that's not the way I am. I managed businesses just as big, and I can tell you, I'm not going to give you fiction, and I'm not going to tell you everything's going to be okay. I'm not going to do that. And if you keep putting out crap software and not owning your own dirty laundry, you're going to lose in the long run. Right now, I can tell you what the consumers want. Better software. You know how I know? Well, let me put it to you how I know. One, I put out a video on AMD software update. And 2, I put out one on Nvidia software update. Let's see. I got, over 600 views on one and over 500 views on another? Let me double check so I ain't cutting my neck off. Let's see. Let's go to the content. Let's see. Well, no, the Nvidia driver one, I got 135 so far. But, guys, I just did that video today. And when do you see on my videos that reach over 135 in the matter of what? 6 hours? Okay. Number 2, I did one on AMD. I got 631 views. I got 1 dislike and 11 likes. 1 dislike and 11 likes. So 1 out of 11, I'll take it. 631 views. And that's only 1 day. I'm not complaining, guys. I'm not complaining. I'm loving it. But now you see where I'm saying everybody wants to know what's up with the software. That's where the problem is. It's the software is the problem. And they want to know. The consumer wants to know because nobody's giving the answer. And they're searching for it. Even if they get on my video, they're searching for it. And all I can do is come up with some kind of workaround until they fix it. That's all I can do. Straight up. Thank you, bro. I appreciate it, man. I mean, Green Part no longer cares about anything that isn't massive corporate spending billions on AI workload processors. Gamers no longer matter. We are like 2% of their market shares as it shows. Well, actually, look at it another direction. We are more than 2%. If I remember right, Intel carries 6%, Nvidia carries 21%, and so Intel, AMD, and Nvidia carries the rest. But as a average whole, yeah, it's 2%. But the 1.8% is going to Nvidia. And the 0.2% is going to between AMD and Intel. So, yep. Party, not part. Well, party. Okay. But I'm just saying, guys, I mean, look, it is what it is. We have to accept the fact that we're under the needle in the haystack with these companies. We're under their mercy until somebody shows us liberation. Not becoming a libertarian either. Not saying that at all. Don't do it. Be independent, but be sensible. But when it comes to it all, at the end of the day, it's not their engineers that are shackled. The consumer is shackled. We're shackled to our wallets. As long as we're shackled to our wallet, what can we do? Remember, we pay to get on the internet. We pay for our computers. We pay for the software. We pay for everything. And the taxes. We pay for it all. What are these companies paying for? Nothing. Their overhead is paid for by the insurance that they got money coming in from everywhere else. All the money they got coming in pays their overhead. They have absolutely no bill to pay. Zero. That's business. Business is where the profit pays the overhead. And whatever you make on profit is profit. And that's profit they don't have to share. They can pocket the profit and walk away at any time. And what does the consumer see? They don't see nothing. So when they sell these graphics cards at $3,000 to $5,000, and they're raping the public because of this, I don't condone that. And you guys are always going to hear me. Everything that's below $600 better be good, because if it ain't good, it ain't going to be talked about. You can't keep that. If those big companies cannot keep that price margin below $600 and screw whatever the damn scalpers are doing, they should be looking for ways, since they're so big and powerful, how to combat scalpers. and put a clamp down on it and fix the problem. Instead of them becoming scalpers themselves and just pocketing more money. Yes, I'm pissed. Yes, I don't want to see the consumer pay an arm and a leg. Yes, I care. But they don't. Look, if I had trillions of dollars in my pocket, do you think I would take and look down to everybody? No. Money does not mean everything. It's a way of survival. It's a way of life. But when you're greedy, you're just plain fucking greedy. Sorry, I'm saying it the way it is tonight, and I'll probably get copyright stricken, guys, because I'm just so pissed off about this. It's unbelievable. These companies don't seem to care about nothing. Absolutely nothing. And it's pissing me off. N100, yep. 5 to 30K. Yep. Oh yeah, like the new Pro card, the Pro 6000 for $10,000 or $20,000 or something like that. Yeah, I seen that too. Like, what the fuck are they thinking about? Are they crazy? Are they just losing their goddamn mind? A Pro 6000, you give it a name, and then you put an address on it, and then you tell everybody, get your money out because you're going to start collecting. That's not how you do things. That's very bad business. Putting a $10,000 scratcher ticket, you might as well just go and buy one of those scratcher tickets from the grocery store and stick it in the card and say scratch it, and if you win, that's what you get. That's basically what you should tell them guys. Give them a scratch off ticket, and if you win, that's what you get. If you don't, you lose. But I still get the merchandise. I still get the merchandise, and you get the scratch offs. That's exactly how I'd pay their ass for the next 5 years with scratcher tickets. Nvidia has gotten too big. AI really gave them the boost. No, actually, machine learning and them building up machine learning gave them the money. That's the reason why they can't get out graphics cards to us, is because they have made more money on the machine learning, especially when they're paying some employees at $3.5 million a year. Really? And they say they're so lazy they sit on their butt doing nothing all day long. $3.5 million to sit on your butt, twinkle your fingers, play on the internet, do not a shred of goddamn work. Lazy motherfuckers. I worked 36 years in the restaurant industry, busting my fingers to the goddamn bone, and had nothing to show for it. And then you're going to sit there and tell me you got some pencil neck motherfucker sitting on his ass all day long, making $3.5 million a year? Kiss my ass. That's just too much for me. Now you guys are seeing the evil side of Jay. I know you guys ain't going to like seeing the evil side of Jay. I'm going to tell you that. You'll probably tell your friends, oh, you better come over here and watch his video. He's the evil side now. Yeah. Everybody thinks I'm going to be like a, yeah. They're going to think something, trust me. AI has its uses, But it might be the bubble burst and they're not ready for it. Yep. All right, guys. I'm going to tell you, this has been interesting, and I got to get out of here because I want to go to bed. I can only sit on the computer for a couple hours. The reason why is because water builds up. And I'm gonna be honest with you guys. After a couple hours sitting in the chair, water builds up into my feet, and then I'm in screeching pain for at least 6 hours. Yeah. It's not easy for me. But I do this for you guys. I sit in this chair and I make the videos, and I hope you understand I do the best I can. It's frustrating to me, guys. You know. But anyway, I'm going to get out of here. Like I said, you guys have a great evening, and I do appreciate, you coming on Hybrid and chatting with us so we can get the clarity out. I do appreciate it. And Dakota, good to see you, my friend, once again. Hybrid, you be safe. And don't forget about Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We got a lot cooking, so stick around for that. Awesome, my friend. Yep, we got more videos for the future, trust me. But anyway, guys, you have a nice evening, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button, hit the like button. Don't forget about the notification bell so you know when I post the next video, which is going to be like tomorrow. Graphics card nightmares tomorrow. And I'm going to tell you, before I go, Amazon's not going to be a part of it. They now have been put off of my video until they retract their statement. It is what it is. But anyway, until the next time and the next video, you know what it is, and we'll see you on the next one.